Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
What's up, guys? This is probably gonna be a really short stream just because I need to sleep. I'll probably just go till 3 to make it a few hours long. Yeah, sorry it took me a long time to get on. There was a glitch found. There's a little bit of I don't know, we had to discuss leaderboard rules for a bit. It was more just me talking and deciding amongst myself. But, yeah, it kind of sucks that it exists the way it does. Something like that probably wouldn't be banned 80%. But I can totally see it being banned in 100% though. For now, we're just gonna leave it banned just to see if anything comes of it.
Great.
Well, the thing is, we don't know if it's slow. That's the thing. We don't know if it's actually slow in 100%. And 200% is definitely faster. That is 100% guaranteed it is fucking faster. So that raises the question, should it be banned? So I'm probably going to talk to Ringo about it when he wakes up tomorrow. Ringo and I will probably have a discussion about it because he actually runs the category. He'd probably be better to decide than me. Death Express, thank you for the sub, man. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, I want to talk to some people who run the category.
Scavenger hunt 3 years running. Thank you.
In my opinion, it should be banned. Just because, like, if it turns out to be faster than a certain spatula in the game, it's not really getting every spatula in the game. You're just duping. Yeah, so pretty much, like, Flair found, like, this weird thing today where he bought the crab spatula twice, but he couldn't get it to work. So then I suggested to do something, and he did that, and it ended up working. So there, a new glitch was born where you can buy the first crab spatula twice. Now this is like not a huge deal for any category but 200%, because in 200% you can just spawn in shiny objects and instantly buy crab spatulas. So in 200% you can now get fucking 9 crab spatulas, but you just cheat everything in to get them. Now this could potentially fuck up a lot of shit, you know? If it removes the slowest spatula, this can actually cause some version differences. Like if it removes Ballroom, then it wouldn't remove Ballroom on GameCube, and it would remove Kelp Crystals on GameCube instead, because you can do the Ballroom clip on GameCube. A lot of shit can happen that can just like mess a lot of this up. So we're just gonna leave it banned for now, and we'll see what happens with it. For now, we're just banning duplication. until it's further discussed, you know, because we don't want people submitting runs with that glitch, and then, you know, like, we don't have to take it down from the boards immediately after. We're just gonna leave it banned for a bit. I would say we can make a category called, like, no... Well, why would it be banned at 90%? It isn't fast in 90%. What's the point of banning it in 90%? It's obviously not fast, so... Why does it need to be banned? God, I love this cruise boost so much, man. I fucking love it so much. It's kind of conflicting because it is a cool trick, but at the same time, it's not really the nature of the game, you know? You're supposed to get everything in the game. You shouldn't be allowed to skip something just because a glitch exists where you can skip it. And the only way to fix that is by making it 100%, 101%, which is fucking stupid and should not be a thing. And then we have to change all the rules for the category.
SpongeBob to Mission Control, the launch is a go.
I don't know, man. It's kind of a tough call for 200 because 200 is already kind of a shit show anyway. Wouldn't it just make the run better if you don't have to do one of those tricks? Skazi, thanks for the host, man. Thank you, buddy. So, what we're talking about right now is there was a new glitch discovered today where you can duplicate spatulas. And we're trying to decide, well, first off, it's slow in 80%, which is fine by me, because honestly, it doesn't really, you know... I think it made the run a little bit less interesting if you had to remove something.
Hey, kid.
That's already kind of fast. But it's probably viable in one of the other categories. So there's probably going to be a debate over whether it should be banned or not. I think it should be banned at 100% just because there's no possible way that it makes, like,
Money.
It obsoletes a crab spatula, you know? There's no possible way that this is going to make a crab spatula faster, you know? It's just going to get rid of another spatula, and therefore you're not actually doing 100% of the game. You're just doing 99% and duplicating another spatula to do 1% twice. But as for 200%, 200% is already kind of a fucked up meme anyway. And if doing it just removes us like a really boring spatula, which the whole point of the category is to not be a boring 100%, there might be some debate for letting it not be banned in that category, which can give it some more unique traits over 100%. Yeah, it's I don't think it's going to cause leaderboard drama because nobody really runs those categories very often, but it would kind of be annoying if it does. I want to talk to some of the people who run the longer categories, see if they have opinions on it. Probably like a little bit over a year ago, I played this casually. Yeah, the source requirement, that's exactly it. They ended up removing the category no source requirement too, so it's not even a category anymore. I just can't see 200% being that much different without source requirement though. It's not going to change the run that much, you know? Yeah, but I think 100% is perfectly safe because it might not save time. It's really in 100%. It's like a minute and 30 for the spatula, right? It's like around the same time as ballroom, so it really wouldn't save too much time anyway. However, in 200%, it's like a 20 to 30 second spatula. So yeah, it definitely needs to be looked at in that category. It's definitely going to be a problem. It seems like a big fucking mess, though. I feel like every community that runs a really broken game has to come to this conclusion of whether shit like duping and arbitrary code execution should be legal in certain categories. Thing is, though, there isn't really a community behind those categories, though. They're mostly just people who run 80% and don't really care too much for those categories. Like, I'm sure it was a much bigger deal for OOT when 100% got the shit. The no source requirement abilities and whatever not. Fast Nut isn't much of a run killer. Yeah, that's not accurate at all. I don't know what compelled you to say that, but it's not true. You're trying to tell me that Fast Nut isn't a run killer? Yeah, the whole thing is I'd like to get these rule sets. I'd like to get this thing, like, sorted out. I'm glad that it was found now and not later. Because if it was found later, then we would have had, like, the situation where it would actually be controversial. But since there aren't enough people to make a decision about it, it's not really controversial because not a lot of people care, you know. So it's nice that we have it now. It's just a matter of like the way we want the game to be played.
Change tactics and fast.
I don't know. Is it cooler? Because there are a bunch of arguments that can be made for it. You can argue that it shouldn't be allowed because it just encourages more cheating. The only reason why it's faster is because you're just cheating more. The whole point is to not grind. The reason why the category exists is because you want to do cruise boosting the entire time, and because you don't want to grind. But when you're duping spatulas like that, it raises the question of whether you're doing it not to grind or if you're doing it to replace other spatulas in the game. You can only get rid of one spatula. Why am I missing this? That's very interesting.
Will SpongeBob be able?
No, Okay, first off, Fast Nut loses more time than Sleepy Skip. So that's wrong in the first place. And second, they lose about the same time. They both lose around 20 seconds, but Fast Nut loses slightly more time. And if you miss Fast Nut, there's no backup. You can't just walk around and do the workaround thing. In fact, if you go for the one frame twice on Sleepy Skip, it probably loses nowhere close to as much time as Fast Nut loses. So that's wrong, either way you slice it. Well, we're not talking about 100%, we're talking about 200%. In which case, it isn't even 100% anyway. It's just something else, it's just a meme. But the only way to collect 200 spatulas is by cheating 100 in and collecting 100 more. It's not like you can dupe 10 spatulas.
Will SpongeBob be able to neutralize the giant robot's brain?
Wait a minute. Wouldn't you be able to? No, because you can only cheat. You have to cheat it all up to 100. That's right.
Will SpongeBob be able to neutralize the giant robot's brain? Great!
Oh, if you can just keep duping them and keep buying the same spatula over and over again, that shit would be hella banned in 200%. There'd be no question about it. There'd be absolutely no question about that. There's no way that would be legal.
Are you ready, kids?
Like a 0% chance that would be allowed. There's no way. That'd be such fucking bullshit. You know? That'd be so stupid if you do that. You can just get rid of however many spatulas you want, because all it is just cheating in shiny objects. And if you can just keep duping, then it's just like not even playing the game at that point. Without a doubt, that would be fucking banned, like instantly.
Go.
Well, 200% is already like an extended cheat percent, let's be honest. Well, it works in any percent in Vegas, but it isn't fast. So nobody cares. Nobody with a good time is going to use it. So it doesn't really need it doesn't need a rule. It'll never be in a world record run. Unless you can do it without paying for it, which you can't.
Hey, kid. Jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots. How?
If it were possible in any percent, I'd say it'd be unbanned just because any percent's just completing the game as quickly as possible without using cheats. It's not like 100% where you truly have to get everything in the game. Any percent implies you're already not finishing the game. So what's the difference if you duplicate one spatula? But the thing is, it's slow. If you didn't have to pay for it, this would be a really easy decision for 100%. That shit would be totally banned. Because you just straight up wouldn't have to do a single... You can just skip ballroom, you could skip crystals, whatever you want. You think 2 is possible? Well, how are you going to get a death warp in the first area of the game?
The simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
No, you can't. No. In Pig, that's not... You can't get the hand to appear when you're standing next to Mr. Krabs. That just shows you don't understand how the trick works. You have to die while you're collecting the spatula. You can't get grabbed while you're collecting that spatula unless you're in a cruise boost state. And even then, I'm pretty sure it still wouldn't work. That just shows that you don't understand how the trick works. Like how earlier you asked if it's possible on other consoles. Have you watched the video of the trick working? Like, it's pretty clear.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid. Spot.
How are you gonna get the hand to appear right there? You can't do that.
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
Well, I disagree, Flair. I don't think that's gonna work. Because it's the same Mr. Krabs. If you've already used the trigger for him, it doesn't matter what point in the game you come back or what you do between the 2 times, you still use the trigger.
Down.
The whole idea that I had that made this work is that you're buying spatulas from 2 different Mr. Krabs. That's the whole point. You can't buy from the same Mr. Krabs twice. And because you can't do the sponge ball storage in the first area of the game, it's not going to work. The game's just really glitchy in its design. It's just really glitchy. The fact that you can get 101 spatulas without cheats is just fucking stupid. Which means that SpongeBob only, right? SpongeBob only might be a more doable task. Oh wait, you can't beat the boss fights in that. Yeah, rip. You can't do any boss fights in SpongeBob only. Rip. What is this thing good for other than just messing up leaderboards rules? Like, damn. It's pretty much good for nothing. If it were useful in any percent, that'd be cool though.
3 years running. Thank you.
Well, let's just go down the line. All level spatulas is safe. Because you still have to collect all level spatulas. That doesn't change really anything. 16% safe because you don't buy any of the, you don't fight any of the bosses, and the one boss fight you do fight, it's over after that. Cheat percent is cheat percent.
Hey, kid.
CBSG 100%. Yeah, the rules have to change for that too. CBSG any percent. There's got to be something dirt slow in there that might be faster. I don't know. I can see it being faster in that category. but it's any percent. So who cares, you know? You're not completing the full game anyway.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
I think it should just be banned in the 100% categories.
One in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running.
The longer categories, it should be banned in there. As for like any percent and CBSG any percent, it might be useful in CBSG any percent.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
Just because the category is already very slow. What is it like?
Number one
Ouch.
in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3.
Good.
Still might not even be useful. Ban it in all categories.
There's another one.
Yeah, you know, I guess we can look at it from a standpoint of like, what if somebody finds a way to just straight up get a shit ton of them and pay nothing, right? In that case, it would be banned from all categories.
Money.
There's another one.
And you are right, though. If someone finds a way to do it under the table, then that would also kind of fuck up the boards and cause drama. Abstract, thank you for the 100, man. We might as well just ban it in every category for now.
There's another one.
Really? Really?
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you.
Let me just change the leaderboard thing.
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. Hypnotic nonsense be something you wish. And drop on the deck and flop like a fish. Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. Are you ready, kids? I can't hear.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. Hypnotic nonsense be something you wish. And drop on the deck and flop like a fish. Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Alright. So I added the rule to the other 100% category about the duping.
I make myself a snack.
No, it isn't what you think it is. Obviously, if it were actually useful in this category, I would be doing it, and I wouldn't be doing the same route that I've always been doing. Please try to use your brain. You can buy the same spatula twice. You save 500 shiny objects. That's all you do.
Hey, kid.
You just buy the same spatula twice. That's all it is. So it's useless in all the short categories. And it's just going to break the longer categories because you can collect 101 spatulas and 102 spatulas now. Wait a minute, Flare.
Can't jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots.
You can only... No, that doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say, like, what if you collect 99 spatulas? Use the cheat to get it to 109. It would just stop at 100, right? The cheat, no matter what, the cheat stops at 100, or does it always add 10? Because in that case, then you just be able to skip fucking 9 spatulas. and then the category would be different, you know?
Pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
The first known world record in this game was 2 hours and 58 minutes by KT1
Hey, kid.
in 2010.
Money!
That was a ton of fun. I should do it again sometime.
Guppies, thank you for the 180 bits, man. If there was a BFBB2, what would the final boss be? And someone says Etan. Well, because it can make the run more interesting, that's the whole point. It can make it faster. It can get rid of less interesting spatulas and beat the game faster. It's not like you press a button and get free spatulas. There's actually a trick involved to do it. The concern isn't in any percent, because it would actually, if it were actually fast in any percent, it'd be a cool trick to do. But it isn't fast, so it isn't relevant in any of the short categories. It's only relevant in 3 categories: 100%, 200%, and no CBSG 100%. But the concern there is not that it's broken. The concern there is that if you're doing it, you're getting rid of a spatula in the game that would otherwise be required to do everything in the game. That's the whole point of 100%. And then you'd have to change the requirements if you ended up fucking changing it to 101%, which would be fucking stupid. To make people get 101 spatulas instead of 100, because you can dupe spatulas now, which makes the rule set arbitrary and would forever be changing, assuming that you keep finding ways to dupe stuff. You know, it's like if assuming something else gets found where you can dupe something like this, I'm sure it wouldn't be allowed anyway. And then you'd have to create like a no source requirement category to accommodate for it. I think it's good to just keep it banned in these categories for now. And if it gets to the point where there are a lot of different ways of doing something like this, then you just make no source requirement. Boom. Because the whole thing about 100% is requiring you to do different spatulas, you know? It requires you to do everything in the game. But are you really doing everything in the game if you're doing the same 1% twice? Then you're really only doing 99%, but you end with 100. I don't know, it's debatable. The way Zelda handled it is they made a different category for it, which eventually got deleted.
scavenger hunt.
It's a really insignificant trick. It's not a big deal at all. It's just that in the longer categories, it lets you remove the slowest spatula. That's the problem. So it lets you get rid of like ballroom or crystals or some shit. Only in 200%. It might work in 100%, but it's not going to save that much time. Fuck off. Yeah, it's complicated, and it is arguable that it adds a cooler spatula in the game than, say, like ballroom or some other dumb spatula that you'd have to get.
Hey, kid.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
I think ballroom might be inherently the slowest spatula in the entire game. Maybe crystals is the slowest. Actually, crystals are probably
Scavenger hunt.
they probably take the longest to get out of any collectible. I think crystals spatula might be the slowest, and that's a cool spatula. So do you really want to remove that spatula to a duping glitch? I think at that point it's a matter of opinion. Yeah, that anybody who said that this was gonna make any percent faster is fucking retarded. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. It's straight up the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They could tell that you had to buy the same spatula twice, but they were still saying goodbye, Drain the Lake. This is the dumbest shit I've ever read. It was so obvious that it wasn't gonna do anything for this category. It is cool, and I like that it's making us think critically about our rules for the longer categories that are otherwise untouched.
There's another one.
I like that it happened. It's good teamwork. Got the community working together again. Now let's just find something useful in this category, X. Someone needs to solve Ballroom on Xbox. Flair solved it on GameCube. Someone needs to solve it on Xbox now. Yeah, exactly. There were only... Perfectly. That's exactly what I think too. Is that there are only 23 unique spatulas, and if you just add another duping spatula, then there are only 22 unique spatulas, potentially speaking. But then again, duping is not really like you can argue that it's its own spatula. It's not really the same as grinding at that point. It's a cool glitch. It's not really the same thing, but it's arguable that it is. It is a really cool glitch though. But it is no source requirement. It's not really doing 100% of the game. It is kind of subjective though. It is extremely subjective. It can be argued that 100% would also be buying the theater, which I think everyone disagrees with.
There's another one.
I think everyone agrees that the theater does not belong 100%.
Hey, kid.
My RNG is fucking shit today.
There's another one. There's another one.
I mean, it's cool for the longer categories. If 200% had a larger community to it, then yeah, if I ran that category, I'd blow a load over this too. But then I just get blue balls. I'd probably just get blue balls over it, because it's not... Can you really justify having that in the category? That's nice. +9. Good run. Another thing about 100% that's kind of subjective is having to end on the final boss fight. That's another thing that's subjective about the category. So it isn't perfect and it never will be. But I think just if you're thinking what is the purpose of 100%, it's to get every spatula in the game as quickly as possible. Not to increase your count to 100, you know. So by that logic it should be banned in that category. It should be banned in both 100 categories really. 200% is more of a shit fest that's designed to make 100% better. So if it makes 100% more entertaining, then I'd say maybe you can allow it. But if it makes it a worse category, then, you know, here's the problem I have with it. Is that, like, ballroom clip is theoretically possible. And it would just get rid of crystals at that point. And crystals, that's a fucking cool spatula. You don't want to get rid of crystals. It's one of the best spatulas in the game. You gotta go through like 4 tricks to use crystals. So it isn't making the game better,
Mission
it's just making it
failed. We'll
worse.
get them next time.
Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain! I can't hear you! Aye, aye, Captain!
Well,
I make myself a snack, but there's no time!
It's pretty crazy that it was found though. If 200%'s already a meme,
Go.
it wouldn't be faster in early powers, right? No, you can't even fight. You don't even fight bosses in early powers. It's only useful in categories where you fight all 3 bosses, and you're forced to do spatulas that are long, that are like a minute and 20 or longer. Which is none of the any percent based categories. And none of the miscellaneous categories. So only 3 categories are affected by it. I think we all agree that that isn't really true 100% if you just dupe a spatula. So that just leaves 200% where it actually is significant. It's called 200% because you cheat in 100 spatulas and then collect 100 more. It's kind of a cool idea for a category, but ultimately it is kind of a meme. Just like how early powers is kind of a meme. Cool idea, but it's a bit of a meme.
That was a ton of fun! I should do it again sometime.
I'm a painter, so I know some stuff about frames. Did you know? I play Melee, guys. I know some stuff about frames. I play another video game, so that has frames in it. I've heard the word frame used in Melee, so I know some stuff about frames, guys.
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is
Yeah, I'm a photographer, so I know some stuff about frames.
Down.
You just met the Sponginator.
Jesus.
Sometimes pushing a single button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push. You've just met the Sponginator.
See, if it were totally like Ballroom, that was a slow spatula,
Number 1 in the bikini.
I'd say because Ballroom isn't enhanced by 200%, it doesn't.
Thank you.
It's like, why do you need to do it? It's just a bad spatula. But Ballroom isn't necessarily the spatula that's being removed, you know.
3 years running. Thank you.
It's more likely going to be crystals. No, I don't run 100%. So no one can call world record defense mechanism on me because I don't run those categories. Thank Christ.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
That's the best about having the world record in a game, is that whenever you try to discuss the rules for a game or argue your point for it, it's always a world record defense mechanism.
Wedgie experience.
But not this time, because I don't run those categories. This doesn't affect me.
Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt. 3 years running. Thank you. Ultimate wedgie experience. Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom.
Well, I pressed the B button, and it didn't work. So yeah. No, people run them. Not a lot of people run them, but people run them.
There's another one.
I've seen a lot of use of shift degen lately. It's like back in style. I wish I started streaming 2 hours earlier, man. Kind of fucked up.
Hey, kid.
I'm gonna go a bit later tonight just because I can't keep doing this shit. I'll go till 3 a.m. A lot of people do. What's up, Mr. Poopy? How you doing?
There's another one.
It depends. If a lot of people are watching, I'll just go for longer. People start piecing out, I'll just be like, alright, I'll wake up tomorrow and stream again. It's no big deal. I mean, like, when I stream that late, I'm really doing it for you guys.
There's another one.
Oh wait, tomorrow is today Sunday? Today's Sunday, right? Yeah, I have partner spotlight tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna be on the front page of Twitch. That's good. I gotta actually wake up for that. Well, I am on the east, so yeah. Because I've lost a lot of subs from not streaming at the appropriate times and skipping streams from sleeping through them and streaming at shit times in general. I had this thing going where I was streaming consistently through the night, and this stream was booming. We got back up to 700 subs and we were holding it. But as soon as I started getting a normal sleep schedule, I lost all of them. It was a fucking painful experience. I mean, the stream was lit every fucking day. We were averaging like 350 viewers through the night, and it was a great fucking time. But I just felt like shit every day, so I had to stop. I'll probably disable the follower alerts.
Hey.
The clowns, yeah. The clowns will be coming. You know, this controller is actually broken in quite nicely. I mean, they're all terrible controllers, but this one's not that bad. I don't know how much longer it's gonna last, though.
Hey, kid.
That's fucking annoying. That's great. That's nice.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
They're easy to get, yeah. They're expensive though.
I can't hear you.
Well,
make myself a snack, but there's no time!
Hey, kid.
Go.
We can't jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots. Ow!
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Well,
I make myself a snack, but there's no time!
Go.
I don't know, lately, I've been a fan of pancakes lately. They're actually pretty damn good. For a while, I wasn't feeling the pancakes, but now I'm kind of back into it.
We can't jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots. Ow!
What do you guys think of chocolate chip pancakes? So I've been thinking about having them again lately, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. Strawberries on pancakes. Strawberries on anything, really. Very good. Strawberry jam is good. It's better than grape jam. Blueberry? I don't know about that. I think blueberries are better in muffins than they are in pancakes. No. I'm in my own basement. I commute to college to save money. And so I can stream.
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
Oh yeah, so this next week is going to actually be a pretty good week for the stream. Considering we'll be on the front page the first time in like a couple of months. And I'll be ordering my new PC parts so you can get better quality streams. When I get my new PC, I'll probably start hosting races again, which would be pretty cool. We got some big things coming, guys. Huge.
You've just met the Sponginator. Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying.
I want to get like a
Push,
weekly
push,
race
push.
thing going, you know? Get people to tune in. Be cool.
You've just met the Sponginator.
Your middle finger should be the longest finger on your hand.
Number one in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you. Ow! Number one in the Bikini Bottom
Is your
scavenger
palm
hunt,
bigger than your
3 years
face?
running. Thank you.
'Cause if it is, it means you have cancer. Forgot the split.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
Hey, kid.
Good shit, man. My ISP has been kind of weird lately. Sometimes I'll be streaming at 3K. Other times, like 3,800. I don't know why 3,800 though. Twitch only allows 3,500. I stream at 3,500, but it fucking says that my bitrate's 3,800 for some reason. Sometimes, I don't know why.
Number one in the Bikini Bottom scavenger
It's probably
hunt,
just
3
inaccurate.
years running. Thank you. Ultimate wedgie experience. Number one in the Bikini Bottom.
Good work.
Thank Christ we have partner spotlight tomorrow, man.
There's another one.
Because God damn, we've gotten like 10 subs over the last 24 hours. It has not been good. I don't know what's going on these past couple of days. Before, this week was fucking amazing. I guess just balancing out. Earlier this week I was fucking balling. We were balling earlier this week. You guys don't want to know how much money we were making earlier this week.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, it's just part of streaming. It's also because I'm not streaming at the right time, ever. Why do you look so sad? You want me to smile through my whole stream, buddy? You want me to put a smile on my face for you? Fucking love that one. It's never genuine. It's never genuine. They patched fun out of the PC version. They patched being a good game out of the PC version.
There's another one. There's another one.
Triggered. Dude, I'm high as fuck. I'm on the downtown rooftops. Hi, Sin. Hi, Sin.
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Ah, that's good. Yeah, it might be time for a new emote. Might be time for a change of pace in the emotes.
Number one for the countdown scavenger hunt. 3 years running. Thank you.
Kind of worked out. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like when the sub count slows down, it's because the emotes are kind of stale. I can't help but feel that's part of it. We got some really great emotes, but there are some bad ones. Like the $10 sub emote is almost useless. I see pretty much no use out of it. Shift, yeah, the Tims are kind of like a dead meme. I'm not gonna lie. If I thought of something really good to replace them, then I would. I don't think anybody's subbing for Shift Tims. I like the Shifty Gen emote. People use it too.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid.
Yeah, I think that shift spin is expendable.
Do-si-do and around you go.
Hey Shift, just got back from a trip, congrats on 57.
Nice. Monkey. Ah, shit. Thank you for the 3 months, man. How long was your trip for? And thanks for the congratulations, dude. A week? So you missed like 3 PBs. It's electric. Thank you for the host, man. You missed like 3 PBs, 90%, and 3 PBs in early powers. Pretty much like the biggest week of the summer. You missed it. Feels bad. Oh well. Who knows? I'll probably beat this time in a few weeks. No idea. You missed a really interesting early powers run where I PB'd by 1 minute and 25 seconds. Like I finally got a run that was close to my skill level. I actually finally got a run that was somewhat acceptable in that category. I've always had a bad time in it. It was my first somewhat reasonable time. Hey, no problems there. Thank you for the bits, man. Glad you're enjoying. Family-friendly Zone X. Yeah. Good shit to Flare Star for taking the time to fucking play through Industrial Park for no reason. To prove that thing works. Shoutouts. Because nobody else wanted to do that. I was going to do it when I woke up, but it was already done. Feels good, man. PogChamp. Yeah. 4 times? Yeah, fuck that.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, give credit where credit is due, Silox. It was my idea. You know, it wouldn't have happened without Flare finding the original thing that was like, yeah, like the crabs glitch. But at the same time, it also wouldn't have happened without me either.
Again.
I saved time. Whoa. Oh, I saved time on the sponge glide. Yeah, the 100% community, all 2 of them, all 0 of them, because none of them are active. I think the only person who would actually give a shit is Ringo. I don't think Fuff cares. I think Ringo would care though, somewhat.
Looks like the
When
robot
Ringo
left
wakes up, I'll
itself
talk to him about it.
vulnerable. Great Barrier Reef. Now the robot's taking a beating out there. The robot better change tactics and fast.
You think the stream monster emote is F tier? It's not a very good tier list.
Bling! The old clothesline.
Would I give a homeless person CPR if they were dying? No. Straight up, no. I wouldn't.
The robot's losing its head. What a shocking takedown by Patrick.
Hey, kid.
And I know 90% of you wouldn't either, but also half of those people would be afraid to admit it. I'm not fucking doing that shit. What's up, Ringo? We were just talking about you. Did you hear about the new glitch in 100%, potentially, which is, for now, banned until further discussion?
Head thing move by Patrick.
We found a way to duplicate spatulas in this game. I think it should be banned in 100%, because I was saying you're the only person who probably care. That's the context. Is you're related to this because you ran 100%, and you were one of the very few people who actually gave a shit about it. I think it's 100% acceptable to ban it in that category, but 200% is the only one that's up for debate because you can just cheat in shit. It's actually a free spatula in 100%, I mean in 200%, because you can just cheat in the shiny objects. It's a minute faster than what normally would be, so it's like a 20 or 30 second spatula.
Oh, what an uppercut!
No, you have to still pay. You pay the 3,000. Okay, so here's how it works. You can buy the first spatula twice. You can buy the first spatula twice, and then you can buy the rest of them. So you can get 9 spatulas from crabs, totaling to 101 spatulas. So the idea is that if there's a spatula that's expensive, or no socks are tied to it, kind of like what's it called? The spinning towers of power. Something like that, where you'd be grinding a shit ton to get to it anyway. You can just take that out and dupe a spatula to replace it. That's the controversy. You can only do it once. I don't think there is a theory for 2. Well, yeah, okay, all right. I'll give you that. There's a theory for 2. Only because, like, it would technically be possible if you could do a death warp in the first area of the game, but you can't. So in theory, you can do it twice, but you can really only do it once, realistically. No, Ringo, it's more grinding. You're still grinding more shiny objects to get 9 crab spatulas. You're still doing more grinding. And it gets rid of a spatula in the game. It's gonna get rid of the second, like the slowest spatula, you know? It'll get rid of like ballroom or crystals or some shit. More likely crystals, actually.
Sponge wearing 5 pairs of underwear coming through. Ow!
Money.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, yeah, exactly. It gets rid of a spatula. It gets rid of a spatula in the game that you would otherwise get. Because here's the thing, Ringo. If it's like, if you're using it to get rid of the slowest crab spatula. Well, actually, hold on. No. Because you wouldn't have to. You're getting a 3K instead of a 7.5K. How long does it take to grind out a 7.5K? So that would make it faster, wouldn't it? You just get the easier. Yeah, wait, hold on.
There's nothing like a smell of salt in the morning. Working smells like.
Isn't the slowest spatula on the run the 7500 spatula? Wouldn't that take like 7.5 minutes to grind out? No. It takes, no, okay, that's not what I meant to say. It takes 20 seconds to get a 1,000. Right? It takes a minute to get 3K. It would take 2 minutes. It would take like a little over 2 minutes to get that spatula. So that has to be the slowest spatula. So then, yeah, actually, you know what? It would make it be less grinding. You'd spend less time grinding on it. So then why, yeah, you know what? We don't need to ban it then. I just realized that. Because you're buying 2 3K spatulas. Yeah, exactly. It's still, because there's no spatula. I thought that there was like, isn't crystals 2 minutes though? Isn't that spatula 2 minutes long? Because if it is 2 minutes long, then it's, you know, then you kill crystals, which would not be a good thing. That'd be a really shit thing if we had to get rid of crystals. Wouldn't it just get rid of the slowest Mr. Krabs spatula? Because you're getting 3K twice. So it's a minute. It's a minute's grind for that, as opposed to like 2 minutes and. It's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, right?
Hey, kid.
Yeah. So in that case, it's just getting rid of the crab spatula. You're just paying less for the final spatula. So then in that case, it shouldn't be banned. Yeah, I was thinking of it like from a standpoint of you can just grind out that many spatulas. So it shouldn't be banned in 100%, it should just be banned in 200% then, right? Because that's what I'm thinking now. Because in 200%, it's just actual duping. You don't have to actually pay for it. It's duping in the most literal sense of the fucking term. Is you're just getting a spatula for free. So wouldn't it just make 100% better then? Because you're not paying as much. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to get rid of an actual spatula in the game. I didn't consider how long it takes to get that final 7.5k spatula. That would actually save so much time. It betters 100%, but in 200%, I think that's still up for debate. Because it doesn't actually get rid of a crab spatula, it gets rid of an actual spatula in the game. Oh yeah, totally. This would make 149 way easier. They make the category a lot better. Gets rid of grinding. But 200%, I don't know. I feel like it would just make it worse. It makes 200% worse than it already is. Yeah, come to think of it, this is pretty big.
Hey, kid.
Yep.
Hey, kid.
Money. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, and Flair was like, should I just not upload this? And I'm like, just upload it in case something comes out of it. And later that day, I was like, why not try doing this before Industrial? Go to Industrial and see if the trigger is different for the second crabs. Because I knew that it would be different, because my brother used to mod the game, and he said there were different triggers for each Mr. Krabs. Like, they're all separate Mr. Krabs. They're not the same Mr. Krabs teleporting around. They're all different. They're all separate Mr. Krabs with separate triggers and different missions. It's just the main menu function. Whether it's completed in the menu probably determines if you can do it again. So I knew it would work. And then Flare Star did it. And it proved that it works, so here we are. So it does make 100% a better category. No, you can't. Patrick doesn't move, so it doesn't work. The reason why it works is because you activate the trigger for the 3K crabs by Shady Shoals, but you don't actually get it in the menu. Because it doesn't count it in the menu. It doesn't actually activate the menu trigger. And then you go to the next crabs, and then you get the trigger for that one, which is still unused, so you get the same. You can buy the same spatula twice.
Hey, kid.
Hey, Zara, thank you for the sub, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream tonight. Thy stream. But yeah. Thank you, Zare, again. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Ringo. I think the 200% is the only one that's up for debate, really. Because now, yeah, it makes sense that if the slowest spatula is a crab spatula, then it makes it a better category. But if it isn't the slowest spatula, that makes it worse. But because that 7.5K spatula takes so fucking long to get. No, it's ahead by 8.5 seconds. It can't PB, of course not.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid. Hey, kid.
I've got. There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory.
Who was the one who found the SpongeBall death storage? Who was that guy? Was that Weiss? Or I don't remember.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the
Hey,
morning.
kid.
Smells like
Hey, kid.
I just find it kind of cool that this got done in one day. Like, not even 24 hours after the crabs glitch was found. Like, the rest of it was solved. East, yeah, that's what I thought, East or West. And that was just like right in front of our faces for how long? Yeah, there's a skip for 100%. You can duplicate a crab spatula, so it saves some grinding. It might save like a minute. Maybe a little bit under, maybe 40 seconds. It's only helpful in a category where the longest spatula is like more than it's like pretty much only categories where you buy crab spatulas, that's it. I actually don't know if it'd be helpful or hurtful to CBS G100 though. I mean, crystals in that category, who knows? That has to be fucking long as shit, man. I actually think it should stay banned. It should stay banned in all the long categories except for the normal 100% for now. Just because we know it's going to be fast, it's going to make the category better. Squid's Dream. Yeah. I don't know, Ringo. I think it should stay banned in CBS G100 and 200.
Great Barrier Reef!
Actually, you know what? If we just make the rule that you can only use it to replace another crab spatula, I think that covers it. You can only dupe to save your time grinding. That should be the rule. That should be the rule. So you can only dupe a spatula to get rid of a crab spatula. Yeah. But in 100% that doesn't matter anyway, so it doesn't need to be a rule 100%. Or does it? Maybe it should just... I mean, if it doesn't matter, it might as well just be a rule anyway. Because then there might be somebody with a different route who uses... I mean, it may not be faster, but... that isn't actually completing the game with 100%. Even if the time isn't competitive, it's still, you know... it still isn't right. Two frame perfect hits in this industrial park, not bad.
That hot goo could melt anything. Oh, that's gotta sting.
Yeah, exactly. If they're just really bad at a category, like an area in the game, and they use it to compensate for how bad they are at it, they shouldn't be allowed to do it. I mean, it really doesn't matter, because if they're that bad, their time isn't going to be competitive anyway. But at the same time, it's just like changing the rules.
One more douse with that stuff, and SpongeBob will be back in the ring.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. All right, so we should just we'll allow duping, but it can only be used to speed up the grinding process. That's it. So all level spatulas must be obtained. All level and sock spatulas must be obtained, or some shit like that. All level and sock spatulas must be collected.
That does it. SpongeBob is back in the fight. Oh, that was a doozy.
That could have killed me.
Now the robot's taking a beating.
You don't understand it? Well, since it was my idea, I'll just explain it to you. Pretty much all you do is because like I know this from when my brother used to mod the game. There are different triggers on every Mr. Krabs. Like, he's a separate entity. This might go to the back. Okay, no.
Oh, and the robot is down.
There's a separate entity for each Mr. Krabs. Like, he's not the same Mr. Krabs that gets teleported all over the place. There are different triggers that give you spatulas for each one. So if you use the trigger that gives you the 3000 spatula before he switches to the next Mr. Krabs, it's by the Krusty Krab. If you pay him the money by Shady Shoals and you die, which is a thing that Flair found, where you can... like, it's a mix of the two different things that makes it work. You pay before he becomes the next Mr. Krabs, and then you pay the other Mr. Krabs after you beat Industrial Park. So you get the same spatula twice. That's pretty much how it works.
Welcome to...
It makes 100% a much cooler category, that's for sure. Because it's actually optimal to use it in that category. It might not be optimal to use it, well... if you use it for, like, if we keep the rule set where you can only use it to grind shiny objects, then it's useful in all the longer categories. It's just nice knowing that if it's going to be legal in that category, we don't have to remake the category as a miscellaneous one for, like, no source requirement ever, if it's always going to be faster. Because I wouldn't say that grinding shiny objects is a source requirement. That's not like actual shit you need to do. It's all the same.
Hey, kid.
I can't really read what you said, Flare, but if it actually is like realistically doable, then that'd be
Hey,
sick.
kid.
Like, we can just make a rule about it to make it so you can only use it to speed up grinding. You can't use it to get rid of actual spatulas. So it would just be useless in 100. It wouldn't even be useful in 200 then. That's what I meant to say. It wouldn't even be useful in 200. That would be cool though.
You've just met the Sponginator.
The second spatula dupe is only good in 200. I understand. I know where you're getting at with this, and yeah. That was fucking dumb. So maybe there should be a 200% no source requirement category. If you can dupe 2 of them, that's a pretty significant change. You can get rid of any 2 of the slowest spatulas you want in the entire game. Except for the boss fights. That'd be an interesting category.
Scavenger hunt 3 years running. Thank you.
You can get rid of Poseidon, really? But you have to get crabs to appear on the other side, though. You can't get rid of the boss fights. Oh, you're saying that you can just do one of the 2 dupes. You can just do one of the 2 dupes. You're not saying do both. You just do the one dupe, and you skip the one that you skip the Shady Shoals dupe, and you do the pineapple dupe. I understand. Because if you don't beat Poseidon, you can't do the second dupe. You can only do it if he's there. So that would make 200%, yeah, no source requirement an interesting category then.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid.
I'd like to not lose more time to cruise boosting in this run. That'd be fucking fantastic if I can just not. Yeah, not to jerk myself off. Flair's right. Like the whole duping thing was my idea. The thing that actually made it work and caused it to be a strat was my idea. And it makes sense too. It's not like I just swung in the dark. Like I actually knew it would work. But, you know, Flair took the time to do the industrial park shit that nobody else wanted to do, so props to the group effort, honestly. I mean, this wouldn't even have come up if Flair didn't find that spatula thing, so I think we all contributed equally, honestly. Because the thing that Easter Weast found, you wouldn't have been able to find the thing that you found without Easter Weast, and then I wouldn't have had that idea if you didn't find that thing. But also, another thing too is that you were about to like not even upload it, and people were just like making fun of you for uploading it and shit. I'm like, nah, it might be useful. It's like we had a child and people were shitting on us for it. And now it works, and now we're the smart ones. Started as a baby E10YT. I mean, I had a feeling it would be useful. Everybody else was saying it was going to be useless. That's gotta be like the greatest. The whole thread of people saying like nice useless strat leading up to it. That's pretty fucking funny. I love that it actually worked though, because everybody was saying it wasn't going to work. And I also like that it makes 100% a better category. This is what I was saying, like 100% needs to be a better category. And here we are. It might even give us a new category. It might give us a no source requirement category for 200, which would actually be fucking cool as shit. It's actually awesome. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is actually cool. I was worried about it before, but now I realize that, you know, the slowest spatula is still a crab spatula. So it doesn't, even making an arbitrary rule set for the category doesn't change the fact that it's still optimal either way. It's more of like a guideline for like less experienced players. But I don't think this trick is going to be really a crutch for people to fall back on, because it doesn't look free. It's more of like a cool thing. It adds like another dimension of skill while making the category faster, and it gets rid of grinding. So it's actually like a completely positive thing for 100%. Now that we've looked deeper into it. I don't know about CBSG. I think it's actually going to hurt CBSG unless we make that rule, like the ground rule for only being able to use the substitute grinding. And obviously 200% has potential to be cool either way. So we can just make a separate category for no source requirement if we really want to. We have just enough. It's been a good run.
Here we are.
It's like almost 2 months old. It's in the first 57. It'll be 2 months old sometime next week. This week, actually, because it's Sunday now. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really come to a surprise, because I don't really get here very often. California is a rare sighting on this stream.
Hey, kid. Hey, kid.
You've just met the sponge.
Rip. Oh well. That's it. Fun game. I like this game a lot. Is it still possible? I don't even know if it's still possible. It's probably not. Yeah, probably not.
So that
This would have to be insane to be able to PB now.
Big grape.
Yeah, fun game. And it was over as soon as I missed that cruise boost, so whatever. Fuck it.
Hey, kid.
Fun game. No, we removed the sponge glide because it's slow, not because it's fast. I really don't care. Fast nut is a dumb trick. And after that, it was pretty much over anyway. Ouch. Oh god, this game's so great. There goes my 57. See ya. Really good Dutchman's Graveyard so far, guys.
Hey, kid.
Do-si-do and around you go.
Sadzuli, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub for 3 months in a row, man. Glad you're enjoying the stream. What happened this run? I mean, you can see. Yeah, it's 1 month, but you have 1 Twitch Prime sub every month, and you can choose to use it on the same streamer each month. It's like a token that renews every month. Yeah. Anyway, this game is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I enjoyed my time lost to the nut.
Kid.
Say hello to my little fellow friend.
Had enough?
Well, I was on pace, so that's all that matters, right?
Oh, I'm quick.
Not really. 8.01 gold. Well, yeah, it's 15 seconds, but I'm probably not gonna get the full 15,
Yes, but they don't serve
like,
love.
ever. Very hard to match my best Dutchman ever, which is a 404.
And here we are, folks, the main event. A gauntlet of ever-increasing ferocity. The robot better change tactics and fast. Great Barrier Reef.
Anime prayers.
Will SpongeBob be able to
Thank you for the
neutralize
sub,
the
man.
giant robot's brain? Great
Hope you enjoyed our
Barrier
little
Reef.
discussion tonight. And this run that could have been pretty good. Actually, a pretty good run. Might have been able to PB by like 20 seconds if I had closed out and got a fast nut and everything. It's pretty good pace, but more likely than not, I probably would have PB by like 10 seconds. Just because the way Dutchman went. I don't know.
See you next round.
That's like the 5th fastest, no, 6th fastest time ever, right? 7th fastest? I don't know. Yeah, it was 2nd try.
SpongeBob, you did it!
What'd he do? What? Oh, yeah. All my plans ruined. That does it. I'm becoming a lawyer. You haven't defeated me yet. I still have lots of robots all over Bikini Bottom. I'll summon them all, and then we'll see. Uh-oh. I'll destroy you. You'll destroy me. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you twice as hard. Oh yeah? I'll destroy you +1. Well, I'll destroy you plus infinity.
Yeah, well.
Shut up, you stupid robot. Who are you calling stupid? I went to community college, you oversized coffee grinder. Oh yeah? I'll show you.
I think my saw best is unchanged because I PB'd. I golded that segment by like not even a frame.
Next time I'll get it right. Ouch!
It's like exactly the same.
To get ice cream?
I do, I do.
Alright. I'll go another hour for the fans.
Are you ready, kids? Aye, Captain! I can't hear you!
Because I started really late tonight. Maybe we'll get something started.
Well,
Yeah. 58:04 world record.
I make myself a snack, but there's no time.
So now we can continue discussing the rules for the board. So we're going with the whole, you're allowed to dupe, but you can only use it to replace crab spatulas shit. You know what? Because I think flounder sock, like that whole final thing of socks, it would just be faster to dupe a spatula instead of doing that. Ugh. The second dupe is only possible if you're doing 200 though. Brandon, thank you for the 100, man.
We can't jellyfish
To replace Poseidon.
fishing boat robots.
Yeah, I'm saying like if we should definitely ban that because you should complete all the spatulas in the game. That's the whole point of the category, is to beat everything in the game with cruise boosting. Even though Poseidon is completely unchanged, it really doesn't matter. That should be a no source requirement category instead.
money!
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
It's basically early powers 100%. That's what it is.
That was a ton of fun. I should do it again sometime.
So it isn't possible. You can only do the one dupe, right? You can do one of two dupes, right? Blair. Well, what you can do is actually just dupe the one spatula. And then dupe Poseidon, and then dupe another one. And you can just get rid of campers and crystals. Which would be fucking insanely fast. But no, you still have to get the socks right. You can get rid of like flounder sock. You can do both. Oh shit. There should be a no source requirement category for that then. Because that isn't true 200% if you aren't doing everything.
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This
Hey, kid. Down.
Well, Hazel, I like it because it helps like leaderboard mods keep track of which spatulas they got. You know? It helps leaderboard mods moderate a lot easier if you can just see they have 100 spatulas in the beginning. And then you can't spawn more than 100.
You've just met the Sponginator.
It helps show that since you're allowed to use cheats, you aren't actually cheating in more than 10 spatulas.
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
And it is still kind of cool that you can collect 200 spatulas, but now there's potentially a 202%. Big meme.
You've just met the Sponginator.
Yeah, for miscounting. I think it's a good thing because it opens up more routing possibilities. Like, you don't have to wait to go to Poseidon or anything, or go to Rock Bottom, or you can really just do it however you want because you have access to every level straight from the start. I think that's also why it's a good thing to have, you know? It's good to have because you can go to any level straight from the start. If something saves like a second or so by going to Dutchman's Graveyard before like Kelp Forest or some shit, that'd be one reason to have it. Yeah, you can do both dupes in 200%. You can only do one in 100%.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
Well, what if you do Robo Sandy Skip without cruise boosting? And then you come back and do Poseidon later.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
That might not be faster, but yeah. Now, you can't do it on Patrick because he doesn't move. The reason why it works on crabs is because there are 3 crabs in Bikini Bottom, and they all have separate triggers to activate the spatulas. So you can buy the 3K from each crab. You're pretty much buying the 3K from every crab that's there. You're buying 3K from the pineapple crabs, which is different from the... wow, I can't believe that worked. You're buying 3K, which is different than buying 3K from the Shady Shoals crabs, which is different than buying the one from the Mr. Krabs by the Krusty Krab. That happened 2 runs in a row. Why? Yeah, we're discussing spatula duping was found earlier today. I found the first one, Flair found the second one. The fastest known way is still a museum.
There's another one.
Well, it's not really duplicating. It's kind of a stretch. You can buy the 3,000 spatula twice.
There's another one.
3 times, actually. You can buy the 3K spatula from the first crabs, second crabs, and third crabs. But it's a pretty complex setup for both of them. I don't want to show the dupes on stream because they take too long to set up. I tried fucking around with the bowling challenge and the Goo Lagoon Pier, but I couldn't get anything to work. I wouldn't even know where to start because I don't know how it's programmed. Yeah, pretty much it's gonna make 100% like almost a minute faster. As long as we have source requirement. Perfectly fine.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, that's what I was saying is, it was pretty much, I had the idea to make it work, yo man. Based off of what you told me of how the game's programmed, I had a hunch that would work. So Flare Star tested it and it turned out to work. So he applied the same thing that I had to the other way of doing it, and it worked as well. So now we have 2 duplications in the run. Not 90%, but in the longer categories you can duplicate stuff. Source requirement means you have to collect all the spatulas that are like actually native in the game, like actual non-duplicated spatulas that you're supposed to get. But do we consider normal crab spatulas source requirement? Like, is 7,500 spatula source requirement? That's kind of a debate. I'd say no, because it's the same fucking thing as every other spatula. It's just a matter of currency. It's like you found a glitch to... It's really like you just found a fucking glitch to pay less, I guess. But your menu isn't complete. Yeah, but not even intended spatulas, Ringo, because you're intended to pay 7,500 fucking shiny objects for that one spatula. The only reason why I'm conflicted by this is because you look in your main menu and you're still missing a spatula when you finish. So is it really 100%? I mean, it makes the game better, but is it still really 100%? Because technically speaking, it's still a spatula you need to get. It still shows up as an uncompleted challenge, even though you have 100%. Yeah, exactly. 100 spatulas with 2 spatulas missing. That'd be bizarre. Exactly, because it's up for debate. Why does it matter? I mean, wouldn't some people consider 100% the theater? I mean, I wouldn't. I think as long as it says 100% in the main menu, it's 100%. But obviously we need to set ground rules so you don't make the game worse. It should only be used to replace other dumb fucking crab spatulas that make the game grindy and less entertaining to play. Yeah, it's all 100 spatulas, but technically you're collecting 99 if you do this. You're technically collecting 99 of the 100 spatulas, because it's still... Wow. Wow! Wow, I fucking missed that 3 times in a row. Are you kidding? I'm so fucking pissed. Can't fucking believe I just missed that 3 times in a row. No, that's max percent, yo, man. Max percent is doing literally everything possible in the game. Because 200 is 100% with cheats. You cheat in 100 spatulas and you collect 100 more. You have cruise boosting the entire time and there's no grinding. I think it'd be a good idea to let people dupe spatulas in 100% as long as you don't replace spatulas that are in the game. Like as long as it isn't taking socks or spatulas out of the game that are otherwise unique. As long as it's just removing the ones that are just you're fucking grinding anyway. Because it adds a trick. It adds a trick to the game. It takes less time to grind and you're still getting 100 spatulas. 100% is finished with 101%. Because there's a glitch that lets you dupe. I was saying earlier, like, what if there's 101%, but I don't want to change the rules or add categories over something like that. I know Donkey Kong 64 has 101%.
Again!
Yeah, that is a thing. You still need each unique item. But that isn't how we define 100% in this game. In this game, we define 100% as having 100 spatulas. Because when you pause the game, it shows 100%, like in the save menu.
Looks like the robot's left itself vulnerable. Great Barrier Reef! Now the robot's taking a beating out there.
I think it's a good idea because it adds more depth to the game. It makes 100% a better category.
The robot better change tactics and...
Even though it may not be like true 100% in the literal sense, I don't think it really matters. 100% is always going to have some arbitrary rules.
The old clothesline move.
Like how you have to end on the final fuse. That technically doesn't really matter. But it's just how we choose to play the game.
The robot's losing its head. What a shocking takedown by Patrick.
You mean every spatula has an every unique spatula? Because technically every spatula would be getting the 7500 spatula, but it's just fucking stupid. How much grinding you have to do for that? Well, it's 3500, right?
Oh, nice flying.
So it's like a minute, and it'd probably save like 30 seconds, honestly. It's not that big of a deal. It's like 30 seconds. It makes the category cooler, though. And there's not as much grinding.
Hey, kid.
It saves a little bit over a minute of grinding. You're still grinding for 14 minutes, but it's not as bad. Really, it isn't even about removing the grinding. I never said I'm running 100%, by the way.
Wow, I've never seen such an electrifying match.
I mean, you're just replacing it with a... Oh no, it's 4500, right? Yeah, it'd probably say like 40 seconds then. Maybe 50. Yeah, it would save... It's like a minute and a half. You save a minute and a half of grinding, and then it's probably a minute time save total. If it takes 30 seconds to set up the dupe. So it'd probably save about a minute.
Literally filled with openings. loose. Oh, what an uppercut! Nice move by SpongeBob. This match is just about over. Bang! The old clothesline move.
You have times in 200. Did you ever upload them, or do you have like splits? Because that'd be cool to put on the boards just for the legacy of the category. Because the records for 200 start with just Fof's records. It'd be cool to have some early records on that. Just playthroughs, got it.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, I think Fof was actually the first world record holder for that category. Yeah, we know where all the grinding spots are, and we know which ones are fast. JY fanboy.
Flash, Sponge wearing 5 pairs of underwear coming through. Ow!
Yeah, even casual grinding. The trick that's used to grind in the speedrun isn't very difficult, and it takes a lot less time. And this ground rule for not being able to use it to replace other spatulas kind of covers the whole, like, well, what about 102%? Like, what about that as a category? It kind of solves that, because all 102% would be is just grinding more shiny objects. It wouldn't be worth doing. It's like the theater, you know? It'd be the same thing as normal 100%, but you're grinding more shiny objects. That's it. It'd kind of be like 100%, but you're grinding. You do both dupes, maybe. But if we have a no source requirement for 200%, then that covers the both dupes thing being faster, even if it isn't in 100%. I think no source for 200 would be a really cool category. I'd like to see somebody play that and route it out. Maybe it'd even be popular. It'd be more popular than 200% probably, honestly it would. Be interesting to see. That's nice. Well, I couldn't even do it anyway, damn. Just know that I tried. I tried to set it up for the one frame. Well, it wouldn't be in the normal 200 either, because it's still faster to cheat it in than dupe it, because it takes like 30 seconds to set up each dupe. It would take a lot it wouldn't take 30 seconds to spawn in enough shiny objects to get even the most expensive spatula. But it would be faster. Duping would be faster and no source requirement 200 because you'd be skipping really long spatulas. You can probably knock out campers and crystals with that.
The mem.
That is true. It does get really arbitrary. All spatulas, no limitations.
Whoa! Woo! Up we go!
I really needed to get that time save.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy!
If you had an Xbox, Hazel, that'd be really helpful. Yeah, I wouldn't even mind buying you one, honestly, if you're interested in looking for stuff again from time to time. They aren't that expensive. It'd be a good investment for the game, just giving you one.
Push button. Can't stop self.
Ugh. It's only been like 2.5 hours.
Hey, kid.
My neck's already cramped.
Ah.
You don't like playing on console? The problem is, though, that like a lot of the tricks that you're gonna find on GameCube, the setups are gonna vary from the consoles. Like just for the sake of sitting in a corner and bowling into a wall, some shit like that isn't really like, you know, isn't really much of playing. It's more of just look. You can like find stuff on the GameCube and then test it on Xbox. If there were a better emulator for Xbox, we wouldn't have this problem. It's kind of a shame. Well, that's fucking annoying. Alright, not a big deal. It'd be interesting now that there are a lot of people who know a lot about this game, for there to be like a community task of this game. So there are a lot of experienced players who know a lot about the route and the tricks. Just more of us need to learn how to task.
Hey, kid.
There are a lot of late game tricks that make the game so much faster. It's pretty nutty. Like I'd work on it once I'm done with fucking any percent RTA. If I get a 56, I'd work on it.
And
If I get a 56 and that's it, like there's nothing left, I'd do it until there are new strats. But more of my thing is like routing stuff. Honestly, it's kind of impractical for me to actually task the shit because I'm not, like, I have to stream so often. I'd have to stream it if I were doing it, you know? And I don't think task is really much of a streaming thing. It's really hard to run a stream off of tasking, I'm sure.
Just met the
I could probably make it work, but ultimately I wouldn't be able to contribute that much in terms of the actual tasks. For me, it would just be more of like routing stuff. We probably need like 3 people to actually work on the inputs and shit. I can do movement. If I have the best movement, I can do all the stuff like sand, like this right here, like Sand Mountain. Obviously, we aren't gonna want to do this shit frame by frame, but I get, like, my experience in doing like cruise boost movement and shit, we can just crank that out really quickly if we know that my movement is super consistent and almost frame perfect in a lot of areas. Like, Squid's Dream can't get really much faster. That was really stupid of me. I might die. Yeah, I'm dead.
Mission failed.
Nice.
We'll get them next time.
That was a great way to end the run.
Are you ready, kids? I can't hear.
There's always that one guy who asks the question, why is a grown man playing a SpongeBob game? And I always think they're the first person to ask it too. It's pretty pathetic.
I make myself a snack, but there's no time.
I don't think he's a troll. I think he's just stupid.
Go.
Just a hunch. Well, that was a run that didn't need to be lost. Gonna be honest, it was probably a waste of time anyway.
We can't jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots. Ow!
Hey, you know what? That's actually a good point. In 200%, you can just find a way to glitch out of the map and get the spatulas into the maps. And it'd be faster. It'd be pretty cool because you already have cruise boosting. Well, what if you had cruise boosting in there, Hazel? What if you had cruise boosting and you did like some kind of a boost off of Robo Sandy? Would you then be able to get over it? You can't even edit your position now. Yeah, but it would only be useful in 200, so you might as well just put cruise boosting in there with it if you need to use it. Because beating the boss what gives you the spatula, I mean the power up, not getting the spatula. It'd be a cool 200 thing though, definitely. Where's the golden spatula in Industrial Park? Because I know you can get out of there. Someone found an out of bounds thing in Industrial Park to get under the map. It's under the goo? Okay, so we already... Then you can get the spatula then. We know you can. Right? So... If you have the hand enabled...
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
I don't know why they would put the out of bounds. I don't think there are any out of bounds walls in the industrial park because they just put the goo around everything. No, serve my breakfast. It wouldn't be in any percent.
Down.
It's not. It would be in 100%, not 100%. It'd be in 200% only. It'd only be useful in 200% because you have the power-ups. You can't just get the spatula and get the power-ups with it. That's not how the game works. It'd only be useful in a category where you already have cruise boosting and you have to fight the boss anyway.
You've just met the Sponginator. Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most
No, because you
satisfying.
don't even
Push,
go into
push,
industrial
push,
park
push.
in early powers. What kind of a question is that? The whole point of early powers is to not fight bosses. You don't even go into them. And 200% you still have to collect the spatulas from the
Just met
bosses.
Sponginator.
What's up, kitty? Yeah, it'd be a cool thing to have in 200, which would also make the no source requirement thing kind of dumb. If that spatula's, well, what would it be, like 2 minutes long? Because you have to be Sandy to do it. No, you have cruise boosting, so you can probably just do it as SpongeBob.
Scavenger hunt, 3 years running.
But if it's under the map, you have to free fall after you fall, right? After you get the spatula, you free fall for a while until you get grabbed. Is that how it works?
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you.
I'm sure it would save a little bit of time. If you can get a cruise boost. What's up, Leah? Hey, you used to be Leah Panda, right?
Ultimate wedgie experience.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been alright.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
Hey, kid.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you. Ultimate wedgie experience.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you.
There's a place like in the back of the ring where you can walk. You can just jump. It's kind of like if you know what steamed early is in TSSM.
Well,
You can just jump through the goo and you just fall through. It's kind of like that.
I make myself a snack, but there's no time.
Go.
We can't jellyfish today. I'm going fishing for robots.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Why wouldn't you? You need the bubble ball. Like, you can't just complete the game without it.
Hey, kid.
There are so many spatulas you wouldn't be able to get without it.
But there's no time.
That was the second dupe. Alright, cool.
Go.
What's up, Peasy Frog? If I don't get a run the next 20 minutes, I'm probably just gonna hit the bed, man. Hit the sheets. 3-hour stream, not really good. I streamed 3 hours earlier. I mean, I streamed for 3 hours earlier today is what I meant to say. So I didn't stream a lot today. Kind of sucks that I woke up too late, but I'll try to start earlier tomorrow.
Hey, kid.
The problem is that I kept putting it off my nap because I kept getting distracted with the shit. So if I started my nap 2 hours earlier when I wanted to start it, I would have woken up on time. I like my lifestyle though, man. I found the secret. I've been eating breakfast and I feel a lot better when I have breakfast and a good lunch. I get up on time. But I'm gonna make an effort to. Well, I'm gonna highlight this broadcast because I thought we talked about a lot of good things in here. We had a good discussion going and had a pretty okay run. It was good until Fast Nut. Feels bad. For no resetting and the shit that happened in Dutchman's Graveyard, it didn't go too badly. 202%, no. It's gonna be more like a 200% no source requirement, probably. Just because it just adds a lot of weird shit to the game, you know? And the only reason why I would see that happening is if the whole thing that Hazel and I were talking about, where you can skip the boss fights by just getting the spatulas under the maps. If that isn't viable, then we make 200% source requirement. I mean, no source requirement. It'd be 200 no source is a missed category.
That was a ton of fun.
But assuming the spatula shit isn't possible. Is it possible to skip one of the bosses and still get both dupes, Flair? Like, can you actually skip one of the bosses? I'm pretty sure you can't because you need to get crabs in both spots. And the only way to move crabs is by finishing a boss fight. You can probably skip Robopat. You can probably skip Robopat, but you probably can't skip Sandy. Yeah, but how are you duping the spatula from Shady Shoals crabs if you never beat Poseidon? How are you doing that?
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
I thought it was one or the other. It's really complex. Okay. We're not even talking about early powers right now. So yeah, that kind of pairs with the statement you said you're confused. It makes more sense. It's the most complex trick in the game, damn. So what two spatulas would you get rid of? Obviously you get rid of Poseidon, then you'd probably get rid of like crystals or some shit, I don't know. You probably get rid of a sock spatula. You get rid of like flounder sock or some shit. It sounds like a pretty good category, honestly. It sounds better than 200%. You get rid of the socks like flounder sock, Wakatiki. That'd be fucking great. I think Wakatiki alone takes up as much time as it does to dupe the other spatula. And flounder sock is fucking retarded. You gotta go down the same slope twice.
Hey, kid.
It's so slow.
You've just met the Sponginator.
What are some other classics? Krusty Krab sock? Fuck, man. The list goes on and on. Wakatiki Krusty Krab sock. The Feels Bad Man sock. When you just walk as Patrick through the fucking caves. Which actually isn't in the run anymore, technically, but it's still the Feels Bad Man sock. It's never gonna change. It'll always be the Feels Bad Man sock. That's like 4 right there, right? What other horrible socks are in this game?
3 years running. Thank you.
Shit, man. Swingers Ahoy is a pretty shitty one. If you do swingers.
3 years running. Thank you.
The Kelp Slide sock is pretty Feels Bad Man too. Just all these socks that are completely out of the way that you do not need to get.
Ultimate Wedgie experience.
So it'd just be 200% with no Poseidon and no Feels Bad Man socks. You can get rid of any 10 socks in the game that are slow. It sounds like a good category. It sounds fucking cool. It actually sounds like the 3rd best category, honestly. It's not better than early powers. I don't know, maybe it is.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt.
We have to find out. It sounds like a fucking good category, though.
Ultimate Wedgie experience.
The second dupe takes 2 minutes. Well, that's still better than the spatula that's like... It's still better than socks.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom
Isn't it?
scavenger hunt.
Doesn't it take 90 seconds to go through the whole floundered fucking snowman shit? It's got to take at least a minute and a half. And even if it's 2 minutes, Poseidon's, you'd still save 3.5 minutes off of that.
Here's another one.
And if the second dupe is only 30 seconds, then you're saving so much fucking time.
There's another one. Lion squirrel coming through.
Ouch. 200%? No, it'd be a different category.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I can't hear you.
Wow, look at how hard that was. Holy shit. I'm gonna try the industrial thing. Not possible on Xbox X. Let's do some labbing.
Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you.
Oh, Abstract donated $5. I completely missed that. Abstract, I'm sorry. If you're here, apologize for missing your donation.
It's almost too pretty to break. Almost.
Go.
Kenny the Master. I wonder what that guy possibly could have said.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride. Great Barrier Reef!
The spot's like somewhere around here, right?
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride. Great Barrier Reef!
Butter sauce.
Where is it?
Hey, kid.
Yikes!
Does anybody have a video on it? Because I have not seen this in forever. Oh, it's all the way back there, damn. I see it.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride.
It's kind of blind, dude. It's kind of hard. You gotta know where the barrel is.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride. Great Barrier
Oh, it's
Reef!
fucking not even. Alright.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride.
Hey, kid.
Great Barrier Reef!
It's probably not even possible to do.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride.
You probably need to get it. You probably need to do as Sandy, honestly. It'd be really nice if you can do it as SpongeBob, though.
Great Barrier Reef!
It's like you can almost make it, but not quite.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride. Great Barrier Reef! Oh, that's gotta sting!
nowhere close.
Yikes!
Well, I know you can
Looks
get out of
like
bounds the
SpongeBob's
other
in
way.
for a rough ride.
It's Sandy though. Yeah, let's just do it as Sandy.
Great Barrier Reef! That's the ticket! Do-si-do and around you go! The robot better change tactics and fast! What is Sandy going
Go
to do
watch
to get
E10 if you
SpongeBob
want
unfrozen?
attention. What? Where is it?
What is
It's
Sandy
like
going
somewhere
to do
back
to
there.
get SpongeBob unfrozen? Great Barrier Reef!
Hey, kid.
There it is.
Hey, kid.
Look at that! The robot's made himself dizzy!
Does this not work on Xbox or something? What the fuck? This is like patched. I saw them do it, but I don't remember what console they did it on.
What is Sandy going to do to get SpongeBob unfrozen?
I wonder if they fucking patched that. I'm not crazy, right? You can totally go under there. You can totally go deeper than that. Sin did it on Xbox.
Look at that! The robot's made himself dizzy!
This is probably the best you can do. Damn.
What is Sandy going to do to get SpongeBob
There was one that I
unfrozen?
found. It's probably already known. When I fucking did this stuff for fun
Great Barrier Reef!
way back, like over a year ago. You can kind of get out of bounds here, I think.
Look at that! The robot's made himself dizzy!
I tried to damage boost over. That's what I try to do.
Oh, that's gotta
But she doesn't get
sting.
really go anywhere when she gets hit. No, we're not looking for a trigger, Gandon. We're trying to get the spatula from under the fucking stage. It's a 200% thing. Trigger found. Yeah. Even though it's been proven not to exist, yeah. Oh, I thought you said that. I thought you said that. Someone else said it. Yeah, I see you, Gandon. Thanks. Yeah, I made a mistake. You don't have to spam over it. I just expected something like that to come out of Gandon's mouth, and I saw your name, so I put the two messages together. Alright. Expected that to be a classic Gamden message. Alright, I will host somebody. Thanks for watching. Sorry the stream was shorter tonight. We got a good run that died to Fastnut, and we finished with a 58.04. Could have still been like a 58.40 something. I mean 57.40. Could have been like a 57.40 something if I didn't fuck up in the Dutchman's Graveyard, but I really don't give a shit. 'Cause I can do way better than that anyway. Alright. I'm going to host. This guy's playing Friday. I met this guy. Yeah, let's host this guy. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright. Raid this man. This is a guy we found in a Friday match. He's fucking playing Friday right now, so go watch him.